welcome back to Music and Gear. I got a box to my left, and yes, it is from Firefly. I was on their website about 2 weeks ago, and I saw a guitar come up, actually two guitars come up, that I was extremely interested in. One was very rare, and it had already said sold out, so I didn't think I was going to get it. So I purchased this guitar that I thought was really cool, and I went back checking on the shipping on it, and the one really cool guitar was back in stock. So I quickly ordered that one, and they came the same day. So in this review, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to open up the box. We're going to do what's called a quick review on the guitar. And in the comments, if you guys want a more detailed review of this instrument, we can go back and do a full review. So we're going to give this type of review a shot and see what you guys think. So let's unbox this one and see what we ordered. Seems to come off much better when you cut the other end open as well. And here we have our styrofoam sarcophagus that Firefly always sends their guitars in. It is taped 3 spots on the side and then 1 spot on the ends on both sides. When I first got these knives, they were very sharp. Now they really wouldn't cut hot butter. And there's our top. You can see they've added little standoffs in there. And it's contoured to fit the guitar. I will give Firefly one thing. Their packaging is really good on these guitars. It's a well-made box. Let's check for movement here. And there is a little movement. You can see they hollowed this one out a little bit to save polystyrene. Here we have a goodie bag. We have 1 Allen wrench and of course the cheap Radio Shack cord. They have a rubber band on the headstock. That's pretty normal. And if you didn't know, this really is my favorite part. Pulling the cover down and seeing the headstock for the first time. Looks good. Well, the back of the guitar is definitely cool. That is wild looking. It's a very raised grain. This is I'm going to say the exact same finish of a Firefly that we did probably 3 or 4 months ago. It was an FFSP, the Strat with the purple black raised finish. It's got a binding all the way around. In the back of the guitar, it's like a matte black. Now right here, this is a access cut. And to be honest with you, I like this access cut more than the Gibson and Epiphone. The Epiphone version, this stays thick and it's very chunky back into here. They've rounded this back over. That's a very nice cut and detail. I like that a lot. Then we have a binding going down the fretboard of the guitar. And I guess these would be considered trapezoid inlays. Very pretty. And this does have the ball-end frets on it as well. Looking at the tuners, these are locking tuners as well. That's pretty neat. It's shipped out of tune as well. That's actually better to ship the guitar out of tune. It's less stress on the neck. The switch feels good as well. Now the strap buttons on this guitar, I'm going to say these are medium size. They're like a mushroom cap strap button. There is a seam. I can see the seam going through the center of the guitar. And it does appear to be in the center. Since I have the guitar like this, let's look down the frets. And this one might be the best one I've ever received. I see one fret. This fret here is just a little off. That is remarkably well done. I do see a little red dot right there though on the binding. I don't know if that would show up on the camera or not. I think that'll clean up. That had to be something from someone's fingers. And there's another little red dot right there. So I'd say somebody at the plant had finish on their fingers. The binding is very crisp and clean. Even across the top here, the way it sets into this ash top. That is done extremely well. We also have a Tony carve here. Well, I'm going to tune the guitar up. Okay, we're going to take a look at the back of the guitar now. These are our two electronic cover plates, and they both fit the guitar really well. The routing is done well. This plate here is sitting about 1 millimeter below the surface of the body, and the screws are set down tight, and that plate doesn't seem to be deflecting. On the other one, it's about 1 millimeter below the surface as well. And the screws do feel like they are down tight to the plate. So now I'm going to go into squirrel mode and I'm going to remove the screws off of both covers. Okay, looking into our first cavity here, and I like what I see already. The blue wire is coming across. Here's our white wire coming out of that, and this is our braided shielded ground, and they've tinned that all the way back to the PVC coating, and that's a good solid connection there. And right here, they've run the red wire through the terminal hole and bonded it. And the exact same thing with the black wire. So that's nicely done. Let's look at our other cavity here. And there is no shielding on either cover plate. In this cavity, we can see that we have full-size pots. And in this case, it looks like they have tinned it to right here and stopped. So there is no tinning on this section of the wire right here. And we can see a white and a green wire tied off on our input from the pickup. That means that these pickups can be split. We can split the coils. It's not wired that way right now, but you could change two of the potentiometers and do split coils on this guitar. Well, at least that one. Let's see if we can find the other one here. Yes, and the other pickup is done the exact same way. There's your green and there's your white. So you could do coil splits on the neck pickup and the bridge pickup. Our solder joints look okay. The big thing I'm seeing is all these wires. The wire goes through the hole on the terminal plate and then it's bonded. That's nice to see. Everything looks nice. I don't see any bad spots. These look like either oil capacitors or carbon paper capacitors. They're not the orange drop. That might be a good thing. Some of these old school capacitor caps really give a nice sound. Okay, I'm going to put the covers back on. We're going to move to the next step. Okay, I now have the meter hooked up to the output jack of the guitar, and we're going to get some pickup readings. So right now we're in the bridge position. I have the tones and the volumes all the way up, and it is reading 14.61 in the bridge position. In the center position, we're reading 5.51. And in the neck position, we're reading 8.86. Okay, I now have the guitar on my little scale here. We want to weigh it. This is a Les Paul, and Les Pauls are normally kind of heavy. So in grams, that's what the scale is on right now, we're at 3,846 grams. And in pounds, 8 pounds, 7.7 ounces. Okay, now we're going to check the neck on the guitar. I want to see how straight it was and how it is set up from Guitar Gardens, how I received it. Right here's my straight edge, and most Les Pauls are 24.75. I'm going to put my gauge on the guitar. I'm going to pick it up. And the neck on this guitar is almost perfectly straight. It has about 0.1, 0.2 millimeters of relief. So it is very straight, and the guitar is in tune. Now everyone's favorite part. I'm going to go into squirrel mode, and I'm going to go down through here and I'm going to check all these frets. I'll go out of squirrel mode if I find a bad fret. It's been a while on this channel since we've had a guitar that has passed 100% on the fret level. I was very thorough on this one. Not only did I check, but I moved the fret rocker back and forth between every string and picked it up and tried to move it. The fret leveling on this guitar is 100%. I do not think that I could even do a better job. Even if I get it perfect, when you're crowning the frets and you're polishing the frets, you're removing material off those frets. So you can still end up with one or two that you got to go back and touch up. This one is really, really good. It is spot on. Not only is it spot on, looking at these frets on the light, I do see the line, the fret line through it, but it's very, very small. The crown on these frets are done very well. As far as the smoothness of the frets, they're not super smooth. I do feel a little grit on the fret. It's not bad, but they're not a super polished fret. These frets would take about a month to play in and they would feel great. They're definitely not scratchy, they're just not super polished. So let's move on to our next step. Okay, I now have the guitar plugged into my HX Stomp line 6. And the line 6 is just going into my Mackie, and the Mackie is fed to a power amp which feeds my control room monitors. I do have a cab hour loaded to the line 6 Stomp, and we are using a Marshall simulated amp in the line 6. I am on the clean channel, and we are in the bridge position. Let's go up to our center position. Up to our neck position. Let's go back down to our bridge position. I'm just going to play some open chords. Center position. Neck position. Okay, one last thing. I want to try some fretted notes along with some open notes. We're in the bridge position. I have the volume all the way up, and I have turned the tone back just a little bit to take the edge off. center position. Up to our neck position. Okay, let's try to get some dirty tones out of it. I'm going to turn on the other side of the Marshall simulation here, and you can hear that we're still on the clean. So I'm going to hit the note and then turn on the distortion. So that's our distortion tone. So let's try We Are in the Bridge position. Let's go up to our center position. Let's go up to our neck position. Okay, that's going to conclude our small demo on the new Firefly guitar. what are my final thoughts on this? We've reviewed a lot of guitars on this channel, probably up to about 50 at this point. This guitar from Firefly, it's the best one I've ever reviewed from the company. This is the best budget guitar that we've ever reviewed on the channel. The fit and finish is 100%. The fretwork is 100%. And not only that, most budget guitars suffer from, something, whether it's a pickup issue, they put cheaper pickups in it, or the finish might have a couple flaws. This guitar doesn't have that. I would take this guitar out and play any gig with it. It sounds good. It sounds good in the bridge. It sounds good in the center position. It sounds good in the neck position. It's a good sounding guitar. It's a great playing guitar. This guitar is just on another level. It blows my mind. I believe I paid $265 with shipping for this guitar. This is the best guitar that I've ever played at that price point. It's phenomenal. This guitar will compete with any $1,300, $1,400, or $1,500 guitar. The finish on it will compete with them. The sound will compete. The playability will compete. Not only does it compete, in most cases, I think it would actually beat it. Out of the 40 or 50 guitars we've reviewed, this is in the top tier of any guitar that we've reviewed. Now I know what you're saying. You could hand this guitar to someone and they may not like it. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's something about this instrument that I'm bonding to. Okay? But I'm telling you that this is a phenomenal playing instrument, and the fit and finish on this guitar is 100%. If I'm just bonding with it, that's great. That's what it's about. You find the instrument you bond with and that you enjoy playing, and I don't care if it's a K guitar or some other, a Harmony, or whatever brand it may be. If you're bonding with it and you like it, that's your guitar. This thing is just phenomenal. I haven't enjoyed picking up a guitar and playing it and just beating around on it for a while. You almost get tainted when you start reviewing guitars. It starts becoming a novelty. They all kind of feel the same. They all kind of sound the same. This guitar out of the box, and I plugged it in, there was just something about it. The feel of it, the way it played, the way it sounded. This is a phenomenal instrument. Firefly has knocked it out of the park with this one. They had two models. This is the black and purple one, and they had a black and silver one. Last time I checked, the black and silver one was still in stock. The access cut on the back of this guitar, it's crazy good. That is just a great guitar. Locking tuners. The hardware is nice. The volume pots and tone pots work. I can't find a flaw on it. It's flawless. There's not a scratch. I am speechless. Firefly, build this guitar. You've got it. You've nailed it. This is it. Keep this guitar in stock and it will sell. Maybe offer some different finishes, but don't change it. Don't change the access cut. Don't change the pickups. Don't change the potentiometers. Don't change the cap. Don't change the tuners. Build this exact same guitar with different finishes. You've got a winner. If you bought one of these guitars and you've had a completely different experience with it, yours didn't come like this one, because this guitar is 100% the best guitar that I've reviewed from this company. And if I haven't said it, it's one of the best guitars that we've reviewed on the channel, period, at any price point. If you bought one and you had a different experience, I want to hear about it down below. Maybe I just got a really good one. But if you bought one and it's like this one, it's just a phenomenal guitar. Playing, sounding, fit and finish. This thing's awesome. If you bought one and it's just like this one, leave a comment down below. The more people that comment on this particular instrument, the more information that's available for the people that come and watch the video that's thinking about purchasing this guitar. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. It takes a lot of time to do these reviews, and I buy these instruments with my own money. So not only does it take time, it takes a lot of resources to do it. Normally I sell off the guitars when I'm done reviewing it. This guitar isn't going anywhere. It's going right on the wall with the guitars that I always pick up and play. One of these guitars are going to disappear, and this one's going to replace it. This one needs to be out front where I can grab it and have some fun with it. Something else I want to bring to everyone's attention, 80% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. Please hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really does help the channel. The more subscribers you have, more YouTube will push the video out so other people can find the content that's here. Anyway, again, please hit the like button, and thank you for clicking on the video. And if you bought one of these guitars, I think you got a heck of an instrument for $265. Anyway, thank you for watching the video.